Hi, I'm Dr. Georgia Witkin.
And I'm Kimberly Pauley.
And I'm Kimberly's mother.
And I'm the mother of 2 boys.
Which makes me Gigi for Grandma Georgia.
So welcome to Gigi and Me.
We talk about everything.
Well, the reason I talk to my mother about everything is that she's a professor of psychiatry, professor of OBGYN, she's written 10 books on stress, and she's a Fox News contributor.
And Kimberly is a lawyer, a columnist, a college professor, and pregnant.
So we're going to be talking about pregnancy. Please join us.
So we're talking about getting home from the hospital. We're talking about that first week. First, say hello.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Pauley, and I'm pregnant with my 3rd son.
My name is Susan Krause, and I gave birth to my 2nd son 2 weeks ago.
And I'm Jenny Weinrib, and this is Oliver. He's 3.5 weeks old.
So here's the question. The very first time you were pregnant, you're in the hospital, you're getting ready for the first week at home. In your mind, what were you preparing for? What did you think that would be like?
I thought it would be very exciting. I thought I would be busy all the time. I thought I would just be in this blissful state with my baby. And it turned out that I was completely overwhelmed. I was completely exhausted. I was completely hormonal.
Yeah, the prolactin drops.
Completely hormonal, cried at everything.
Yeah.
I think it's important that women know that prolactin, all the hormones change. It doesn't mean you have postpartum unless it goes on and on, but it does mean the moodiness will be there and it's natural. Plus, you are exhausted.
Yeah, that takes a big toll. It's the sleep deprivation. I think that the first night in the hospital was bliss. You know, meeting your child, and it's just wonderful. I fell in love with her that night, and then you get home and it all hits.
What hits?
Being overwhelmed by the smallest things. Everything feels so big. It's the lack of sleep, I think, that really hits you, and it's the hormones. I mean, I like to attribute it to the hormones, but you have to look at the big picture that hopefully a few weeks down the road it starts to become normal. Nothing is normal. Everything changes. Hope. There is hope, but you have to adjust to it.
How about all the visitors?
I mean, I actually had sort of been forewarned by a lot of friends of mine. Thankfully, I was having kids a little bit later than some of my friends. So I think that for me, I had been given a pretty accurate you know, bare bones description of what it was going to be like. So I, unlike you, didn't have this expectation that it was going to be sort of this blissful, happy first week. You know, I think I built it down a little bit. So I think that I was sort of aware that there was going to be this very like changeable emotion, and moment to moment it was going to be different. And I was really conscious of limiting people visited me in the hospital.
That's what I was just going to say. I think the most important thing is that when their first week, if it's your first baby, that you say to your friends, come to the hospital. Because then you can show them the baby. They're completely safe. You don't even have to have the baby in the room. They can be with all the other babies behind the glass. Right. You don't have to have breathing on your newborn.
And people don't stay for hours.
And people don't stay for hours, and you don't even have to get dressed.
So how about help? How about, you know,
as much help as possible.
Yeah. As much as possible.
But not people that you will distract you and make you feel bad because you're already feeling so overwhelmed. So people that are going to bring good things and help you in a positive way. Right. If that's someone, I mean, anyone who's willing to help is fine, but if someone wants to be in your house and it happens to be someone that you don't want in your house to begin with, you don't really want them the first week that you're home.
I remember being so prepared for that birth. I had taken birthing classes. I was ready. I had no idea how to sterilize the nipple. I had no idea
had to do it.
How to even change a diaper. I mean, were you guys all prepared?
No.
Well, there's so many more, you know, there's a lot of things that they make it so easy. They almost like make, you know, diaper themselves at this point. All the diapers are easy, and there's this contraption to do this, and there's all these products that make it much easier now. But yeah, I mean, I had never even babysat. My husband had never held a baby.
Yeah. You learn through trial and error also.
Yeah, and I think to some extent, I mean, I always feel so comfortable when it's my baby, but I mean, you know, with Jenny's baby, I would be like, oh God, if I had to hold the baby, I would be more nervous. Yeah. When it's your own, I think it does come more naturally.
Right.
So did you have someone like show you what to do, or did you learn? How long does it take before
you get shown what to do, but
out? Then
you make mistakes, like with a boy. You know, after he actually got me several times, now I know to keep covered better. But you learn. You just learn. People show you, and then you just have to. But it doesn't matter how many times you've been shown. Until you do it yourself, it's scary.
A lot of people have said to me that they want someone to do everything else and leave them alone with the baby. That it's not that they want someone else to take care of the baby that first week. They just want someone else
to clean the house and do everything. I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah, I mean, if you can just be relieved of all your responsibilities but taking care of the baby,
then you're golden.
That's the best.
But once it's not your first child, forget it. That's the hardest part, I think, this time, is just
juggling.
Oh my God, like still taking care of your toddler or however old your other children are.
So what's the one piece of advice you give to a new mom?
Just don't beat yourself up about things. Like, try to be good to yourself and realize that, you know, your emotions are going to change moment to moment, and that's okay. And take even like 5 minutes for yourself every day, or whatever it is. Whether it's a shower. I mean, like a hot shower.
That's great. Take some minutes for yourself.
Right.
Just something.
Baby yourself too a little bit.
Don't set your expectations too high. What you can take on at the beginning. Yeah.
I would say the same thing. Absolutely relax, and especially if you have older kids, don't expect to get back into the routine within 3 days. With the older kids, because a month down the road, which is what happened with me with my second, month down the road, I completely fell apart. You know, I needed to relax in the beginning, take my time, and get back into it gradually, which is what I plan to do this time.
Oh, good. Good. Thank you all.